Hey friend, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the last 4 lessons and now have a great understanding about how to find a great investment project. Today is your graduation day, and are you ready to take it to the next level? Today, I'll be talking about answering the top 10 most frequently asked questions. Honestly, and from my heart to yours, knowing the answers to these questions is as important as knowing how to invest. I just want to ensure that you do not leave anything to guesswork and will be fully prepared to make a great decision for yourself or to help your family and friends in regards to buying a pre-construction condo. I'm also going to cover the good news and the not so good news. First thing is, why do I have to buy a pre-construction condo if I can buy the resale in the market and start collecting rent right away? I would say I fully agree with you. And if you find a positive cash flow condo in the resale market, which is very rare, then go for it and start collecting the rent. But I do have a couple of issues with that. First is the resale condo is already benefited from appreciation, and chances are it may not gain in equity as much as it did during the pre-construction build. And so bottom line, you will have less equity growth on a resale condo, unless it's a really upside location, which again, the price will be way premium too. Secondly, if you find and buy a new condo to rent right away, such as assignment resale, you have to remember you are paying a premium for the person who took the risk to buy it at the pre-construction stage. And honestly, why would anyone want to sell it unless they are in financial distress? No one would really sell you a property at a loss if they can hold on to it. The whole benefit is to buy during pre-construction signups, so your benefits start as early as when you sign the contract, which means you have the right to that unit and any appreciation that happens in the area. Please note that you will gain 100% of all the benefits of the investment. 2. What is the confusion around HST on a new build? First of all, and before I explain this, do not try to cheat CRA or come up with a creative way. Simply just don't do it, because you don't need to. Now, as for the HST portion, I'm going to make it very simple for you to understand it, once and forever. The pre-construction condo price that you see on the developer's price sheet includes a HST automated rebate from the government that the developer applies on your behalf, assuming you or a family member will be living in that unit. But if that is not the case, let's say that you are an investor, then you are not eligible for this automatic rebate that the developer applies to you, which means when you close on the property, you will pay the HST. I often get asked this question, will I get my rebate? The answer is yes. If you're an investor, you can still apply for the rebate as long as you put a tenant in the unit and own the property for at least 1 year. That is it. So in summary, if you're living in the unit, when you get the keys, you automatically get the rebate and it's built into your price. If you're an investor, you do not automatically get the rebate. You must pay for it on closing and apply to get it back later, usually around 6 months. 3. What is the 10 days cool-off period? When you pay deposit and buy your unit, in the province of Ontario, you have 10 days to return it to the developer. Many people often use this time to get their mortgage commitments from the banks and have their lawyers to review the documents. If you're thinking about buying into a really hot project, it's always better to submit a worksheet and potentially sign the document than to wait, because more often than not, the project sells out. However, great condo investors use this 10-day cooling period to secure a unit ahead of time before everyone else. So even if they do have to return it for whatever reason, at least they have the option to buy it. 4. What is an assignment? An assignment is when a seller sells their interest in a property before they take possession. In other words, they sell the contract they have with the builder to a new buyer. When a seller assigns a property, they aren't actually selling the property because they don't own it yet. They are selling their promise to buy it, along with the rights and obligations of their agreement of purchase and sale contract. The buyer of an assignment is essentially stepping into the shoes of the original buyer. The original buyer is considered to be the assignor. The new buyer is the assignee. The assignee is the one who will complete the final sale with the builder. There are different conditions when it comes to an assignment. And please check this with the real estate lawyer during the cool-off period. Here are just a few examples. A. Check if the builder allows assignment. B. Check if the builder approval is required for an assignment and if there are fees associated with it. The fee may start from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. C. Check if you can assign to anyone or if you are restricted to assign to your siblings only. D. Some builders restrict the marketing of the unit in multiple listing systems, the MLS. So again, check anything related to an assignment with your lawyer during the cool-off period. 5. There seems to be lots of closing costs associated with new buys versus resale condos. Is that right? Yes. And one includes the HSD portion outlined in question number 2. The major one to incur with pre-construction condo and not resale are the development charges, or what we call levies from the city, and some minor small ones such as utilities setup and carry-on warranty enrollment in the current market. Developers will cap your levies and pay the rest due to the city out of their own pocket as an incentive for you to buy with them. As of 2019, these levies can vary on an average between $10,000 for a one-bedroom and $18,000 for a two-bedroom. It seems like a lot of money. But when you outweigh all of the benefits and the financial effectiveness of a pre-construction condo, the charges may seem very small. The other stuff, such as utility hookups and warranty, can vary from $100 to $2,000 right now. 6. How can I make profit from pre-construction condos? I touched on this question a little during the second lesson, as you want to buy pre-construction below market rate or at market rate, so that when your condo completes, you have earned a difference between the future market rate and the current market rate. I do not advise my clients to buy over market value projects unless the upside is massive. That is why not all pre-construction condos are worth investing in, and you're probably looking at the wrong condo project with the wrong agent to begin with. Another reason why resale doesn't make sense is that you are buying a second-hand item at the same price, which should be obviously cheaper, right? Will you buy a brand new car for $50,000 or a used one for the same price? 7. Is it okay to buy many pre-construction condo units, as I see some people already have a few units and are still buying? The answer is yes. And the reason is they understand that real estate is a long-term game in which you need to leverage debt to win. This is the most common strategy used, but in order to understand this, you must understand how the lending system works a little bit. First, when anyone buys a home traditionally, you pay 20% for the down payment, and the bank gives you a mortgage for the balance of the 80%. Follow me so far? The question I always am asked is when the property goes up in value, who keeps all of the appreciation? Does the bank get 80% of the appreciation because they paid for 80% of the property on closing? Of course not. You as the investor gets 100% of the appreciation for paying 20% of it. So that is why real estate is a good debt, as it makes you wealthy. The mortgage is good debt if you have a tenant paying your rent. Financing your new car is bad debt because you're the only one paying for it. So in order to grow your portfolio even faster, you must leverage the equity you have in your current home and or your future properties so you can buy more properties and faster. So to answer the question posed, many investors used equity in their principal home to buy investment properties and or use the appreciation they have gained in the pre-construction phase to buy more properties, effectively decreasing your timeline to a financial freedom. 8. Is it true that there are always delays in delivering a condo? Yes, and that's normal. Please expect minimum of 6 months delay, and in some cases, it may go beyond 12 months. If the developer is on time, that's great. You can collect rental income earlier. If not, that's okay, because appreciation is still happening. In addition to rental rates going up in the area, just have the funds ready to close. 9. What is phantom rent? Great question. It's where buyers pay taxes, maintenance, and insurance of the unit to the builder. It is taking place prior to closing and before full possession of the unit. Now let's get a little more into it. In pre-construction condos, we have a term called interim occupancy. The interim occupancy takes place as soon as the city deems the building is safe and ready for homeowners to move in. Typically, this period can last between 3 to 18 months, depending on the project and prior to you closing on your unit. During this time, the builder gives you the key, but construction is still going on. And while you have the key, you still have to wait until closing to legally own the unit. During this term, you have to pay the interim occupancy fees, also known as phantom rent, or the occupancy fee, to the builder. It is roughly equivalent to the interest on the amount outstanding on the purchase price. To give you an example, a purchase price of $500,000, the deposit paid to the builder, 20%, is $100,000. The remaining balance due to the builder, $400,000. You have to pay interest to the builder for this remaining balance. This is not a mortgage. The builder normally takes the 1-year mortgage interest rate posted from the Bank of Canada, which is 3% now. $400,000 times 3% equals $12,000 divided by 12 is $1,000 monthly. On top of that, you have to pay the condo fees, let's say $300 monthly, and also property taxes, calculated based on your purchase price and the property tax rate. Let's say $500,000 times 0.8% equals $4,000 a year, or $335 monthly. In total, the phantom rent, the occupancy fee, will be $1,000 plus $300 plus $335. So $1,635 monthly until final closing. Depending on the building, you also need to pay hydro separately. Good news is you can rent the unit as soon as you have the key and start making money, even prior to closing. 10. When can I see my unit max? Can I see it before sign up? Please note, this is a mindset that you have to overcome, as you can't see the unit. From an investment point of view, what difference does it make if you can touch and feel the unit right now, if you can see numbers working? So please don't get emotional. Put the emotion out of real estate investing. Well, guys, you are now officially graduated. It was amazing to be your instructor during these lessons, and thank you for watching. Should you have any questions after going through the course or are ready to start investing, please make sure to reach out to me. My contacts are right here. I'll do my best to assist you on this exciting new journey of yours. Since you completed this course, please head to the calculator section. It will help you make your decision and financial analysis easier. Good luck, and see you soon.